All right, I figured it out. Not enough riffs. Nope. Fake news. That is nobody's problem. I'm Eric, and in this video series, we produce original music from start to finish and talk about any of the problems we might have. In the last video, we talked about how to capture ideas and translate those to your recording software, but for a lot of us, at least if you're anything like me, that was not the production roadblock. I would bet money that if you're watching this, you've gone through this process, you get a new plugin or something like that, it inspires this riff, you noodle it like it's a line drill, repeat. Am I warm? Then you do that all the time. Move on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. And then your writing template looks like an episode of Hoarder. Not once have I thought to myself, hey, I can't publish this record because I don't have enough riff ideas, right? I don't have enough songs. I haven't finished anything. Nobody's gonna log on to Spotify and spend 10 minutes listening to 500 riff ideas. No. It's funny though, because that's all anybody seems to want to talk about. You know, how to write sick riffs, how to turn this into a riff, that into a riff. It's all riff. It's because it's fun. It makes it feel like we've been productive. There's some forward movement there. The more you do something, the better you get at it. So the more riffs you write, the better riffs you're gonna write. But the more riffs you leave unfinished, the better you're gonna get at not finishing your stuff, if that makes any sense. Conversely, if we break out of that cycle and focus on finishing every idea, the better we're gonna get at finishing those ideas. So I'm gonna break this whole finishing songs thing down into two parts. This being part one, creating the, let's say, like bricks you need to start constructing the full song. All right, let's jump back in and start talking about it. This isn't going to be like sit down and write a song together. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you different ways to expand on an idea. Okay, so the first thing I do if I've got a riff or a chord progression that I like the sound of is I will try and find the different voicings. So that's like where the note is the same, but on a different place on the guitar, right? So I'm essentially giving myself the key without worrying about actual theory for finding the key. I'm just giving myself a playground, right? So for example, I've got this riff that I kind of dig, or sorry, not a riff, whatever. 3 chords. Let's go with 3 chords that I like as a 5th chord, right? I'll try and find it elsewhere. And then the next thing I'll do is try and find like a counterpoint to that. That would be, and then we'll explore the voicings of that. Next thing is I will sing to see where I'm going next with it, right? So I've got, ba, ba, ba. See, so that just came just kind of naturally. So I'll find those notes. For me, like I've established a playing field, right? So I know kind of what notes I've got, and this will rescue you from repeating. By that, I mean like running it and just playing it over and over and over again. So another thing is like talking your way between the 2 counterpoints. So like do do do. Those are all still in the playground. So when I was sitting down to plan this video out, I wrote down all the ways I could think of that I could like reiterate those main riff ideas. Came up with 40. So I can't go through all of those. Little did he know he was about to do just that. So let's list a few and fast forward, shall we? So once I've got familiarity with this riff and like how to move it around and mess with it, I go forward with the intention of writing, this part is the verse, this is the chorus, this is the bridge, whatever. I can play with it, but at least I've got my bricks. I've got my song there. I've just got to put it together. You hear all sorts of wild stuff on the internet too. People are like, hey, verse, chorus, verse, how original. And it's like, man, in this context, that's way better than what we've been accomplishing. The point here is to finish the songs and publish them. There's all sorts of analogies I could go into with this, right? But like, you can't think outside the box if you don't have a box. So all we're doing right now is going forward with direction, and we're going to build Lego bricks that we're going to put together later and, you know, mess with, arrange however we want so that we can actually finish this song. That I think is more important than being crazy unique is having things done. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. The easier it's going to be for you to break out of tropes or whatever, right? Building these bricks is going to start you in the right direction to like break out of the habit of unfinished ideas. Headphones messed with my hair. So before you move on to the next riff, take what you've got and flesh all of that out to verse, chorus, bridge at the very least. At the very least, verse, chorus, bridge. So you can imagine what part 2 is, taking these little song bricks and start building our... Would you guys let me know in the comments what your favorite ways of expanding on riff ideas is, how you finish songs if you do? See you in the next one.